Right. I've got 2 Lincoln books on me.
Okay, and I have a spare one as well.
Cool.
In case I fuck up. Okay, there we go.
Crazy too. There we go.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, blackness.
You're still here?
Blackness. Oh,
Oh.
there we go. Oh, rainbow tree. I want that sapling.
What? Wait, what the fuck? And what's this?
I think it's another hot sun, isn't it? Oh, there we go.
Maybe.
As soon as I got under the tree, that wore
What's
off.
these weird plants? They disappear when I look at them.
Go away, spider!
Ah, it's a creature. I can barely see anything. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's a zombie.
I want a sapling. Give me a sapling.
What the fuck is this?
I want this in my village. Come on.
I'll delete the logs. Twilight oak wood. The wood?
No, I was breaking the leaves so the rainbow one has nothing connected to it. See if it drops a sapling.
I'm just gonna bring a bunch of mobs over here to you.
Oh, thanks. That's what I've always wanted.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, there you are. Yes,
Okay.
spawn itself is a little bit further back because there's my little mud hut. But should we plant it by Matt's house so he gets a nice surprise when he comes on?
Yeah, we should put it on his roof.
Yes,
Let's do
yes,
that.
we
Let's
need to do that.
His house will have hair. Multicolored hair.
I'm getting some dirt to plant it on.
Yeah. This will be great. He's going to be so happy.
Best I'd be. We've put a lot of effort into this. Oh, there you go. Spread them out a bit, should we? Oh,
Yeah. Yes, I do. There.
oh, I'm out of dirt.
Oh. I have quite a few here if you want it.
Cool. How many have you got?
Dirt? Or saplings?
Saplings.
11 left. I got a lot of them. Oh. Oh, this one is red. It looks like the autumn ones.
Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of the dirt. There we go. We should really make one inside the house as well. He'd love that.
Yes.
I'm gonna do that. Right here. Oh, he's going to be so happy. There we go.
Oh, brilliant. Is that it? Oop, sugar. Nope, wasn't that one. The other way. I'm making a mess, making a mess. Hey guys, and welcome back. This is another episode of Feed the Beast with KorisTg, and I'm in the middle of making some of these coal coke oven bricks, and this is gonna come in useful in just a second. We've been planning on doing these for quite some time and never really got around to it, so hopefully now I've got enough. I'm not entirely sure if I have 26. It might just about do. Seem to be getting an odd colour here. A few things have changed, but don't worry, it's not fully set up, and I will show you what I'm doing in just a second. I marked out this area here, and this is where our coke oven's gonna go. Now this doesn't need powering. If anyone that's already done this will know exactly what this does. It just cooks coke into coal coke and it gives you creosote as well. I think you leave a space in the middle here. Oh, nope, you be gone. Right, and what you do, I don't think I've got enough. I don't think. Oh, perfect numbers, excellent. Right, okay. So what you do, you shove your coal into here. It will cook it all up and it'll give you creosote as well. So we need to sort out where the creosote's going to go at some point, but not right now. And we're getting some coal coke. The coal coke actually cooks a lot better than the coal itself. So 1 second, let me just type in coke. And you can see there you get 16k EU at 10 EU per tick in the generator, and it gets 6.4 heat and solid fueled firebox. Whereas that is, as you can see there, 4k EU at 10 EUs per tick and 3.2k heat. So that's a lot better. And you're not really doing much apart from getting bonuses. Putting it into one of these, it seems a little bit overpowered to me, but I'm not going to complain. I like it when things are nice. So yeah, as you'll notice, we've added in an extra floor here, and there is a hole up to here. Now some of you might be realising what I'm up to, but this is going to be a setup for some power, because although we've got the lava from Matty, I don't want to be relying on anyone else. I want to have a nice self-sufficient power source. So what these are generators. Underneath we've got some pneumatic piping. Don't worry, I'll show you how to make that too. And that's it at the moment. What we need to add to this is a bat box or a MFA to hold the power that these are going to generate. And down here we're going to have a couple of just a couple of, what are they called nowadays? Electric furnaces, that's the one. I knew my memory would catch up eventually. So down here we'll have a couple of electric furnaces, and they will pipe up to these bad boys, which will generate plenty of heat. Not heat, electricity. That's what we're wanting. And through here I've made a hole, because that cart we made last episode, I want to use it this episode, and I can't remember where I put it. I think I put it downstairs. We haven't got enough track at the moment, and what I'm most likely going to do is go underground to the abandoned mine shaft and try and dig up as much of the track that's under there as possible. Cool. There's our cart. So yeah, that's a very useful thing we've got right underground. Oop. And why am I going all this way when I can just come out here? I'm not used to this being here yet. I've just literally done that before recording. What I was thinking was, I've already started moving, so it started terraforming around here, and this edge here is the right track over there, I do believe. Is that right? No, maybe not. No, that comes to here by the looks of it. That's the left track, so this will be the right track. What I'm wanting to do, if anyone's starting to get an inkling as to what I'm doing, I'm thinking of having railcraft carts jumping up over here into here, dropping off what our Stevescart is going to be producing, and he's going to be a tree farm around this area, and he'll be getting all the wood, all the saplings and all those things that'll come in useful later on. He can give it to the railcar carts, which can then bring it up here and then pass it onto the furnaces, which will turn it into charcoal, and then they'll take it up to the generators. That's the plan anyway. So I'm gonna go get myself some more rail, and I will catch you guys in just a second. And we are back, guys. We had quite a good little run there. I got, I think it was 2.5 stacks of rails, which is pretty darn good. And I say I think because this is actually getting the audio recorded over the top the day later. What basically happened is by the time I came out of the abandoned mineshaft, basically I was way too tired to be doing recording, but I still did it anyway, and my voice sounded a bit like this, and I had very disjointed sentences, and yeah, it wasn't good content. So I'm re-recording the vocals over the top again, so we've got some different commentary from me just being half asleep. Now, what is happening, we're clearing out the space for our tree farm, which is going to be run by our modular cart. I think I've already said that, but just to reiterate. And yeah, what I also thought as well is this is a really good opportunity for me to get to know you, the viewers, a little bit better. Now, this has been a bit of a mess up in terms of me being too tired. Now, what I wanted to know is if any of you guys have got stories where you've done something similar, like you've really messed up whilst you've been half asleep. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a gaming recording way, or like, you know, any type of thing. And I would like you to post it in the comments below, because this could actually be quite an entertaining read. Now, I've got an example of one that happened to me a few years ago, and I always find it funny to think back over it. I used to work for Morrison's. If you don't know Morrison's, it's a small supermarket. It's very much like, say, if you're in America, it's a bit more like Walmart, but they consider themselves to be a higher class of supermarkets compared to your what Walmart do, and their customers can sometimes reflect that. Oh, anyway, I had pulled an all-nighter this day, and I'd come straight into work, and I'd not had any sleep at all, not a wink of sleep. So I end up sitting on the till, and I'm struggling, and I'm taking Pro Plus and everything to try and keep myself awake. This isn't advised, by the way. I do not advise anyone does this. And before I know it, I end up serving this customer, and you know, everything's going through, and all I can think about is how tired I am and how I shouldn't, and completely regretted pulling this all-nighter. Eventually, I go to hand this customer her change, and I feel my head going, and I'm fighting against it, absolutely struggling to fight against it, and then it's gone. That's it. I just fall asleep whilst handing this woman her change. And I swear that I've never been so tired my entire life, where I've physically been unable to keep my head up whilst interacting with another human being. It was so bad, and luckily the customer didn't complain about it. But if that could have been any of the other customers, it could have been so much worse. I think, to be honest with you, I've been laughing to the customer, telling them that you know, I was just that tired. But yeah, let me know if you've got anything sort of like a similar story, and you know, it might make an entertaining read, and I might be able to talk about it on the show, maybe in the next episode, something like that. But anyway, right now what we're doing is we're figuring out where the tracks are going to go, because you know, we've got the Railcraft tracks that we want and whatnot. Obviously this is a temporary setup. I'm just setting up where the tracks are going to go, and if you're not realizing what's happening on the screen right now, the tracks won't go on tilled soil, and I've still got my jetpack on. I was half asleep. I'm finding this absolutely entertaining, that I was having to jump 20 feet in the air in order to just make the ground flat for me to place track on it. So yeah, dozy hole fail from me. But where was I? Yeah, so this is temporary. The railcraft carts won't move without like the likes of powered rail and stuff like that. So we're gonna need some of the different tracks for this eventually. So this is literally, as I say, just placeholder, so I know where everything's going. I'm probably even gonna have to make an incline because we're gonna use boost launcher track. So I'm probably gonna have to raise some of this up anyway. And yeah, so this is enough space for a very small farm. It's not going to be a big farm at the moment, but we can easily expand on it if we need to, and it shouldn't be too big a problem. The system overall, you might be thinking to yourself, well, this is a fairly basic setup. You know, you're probably thinking to yourself, you're not going to get that much out of it. But I made one of these just because I had a tree farm on the last world, and it was able to not only keep up with the MFE, but it was able to even be better than the MFE itself. So the system, you might be thinking to yourself, isn't that good, but it can be so much better than you would imagine if you've got enough generators. So that's it. As long as the farm can keep up, this will work. So we might need to make a bigger farm. We might even need to make another cart, because if you didn't figure it out in the last episode, the Purple Peter episode, when I said to you, here's one I made earlier, I'd actually cut the video so that it looked like we'd made one, just so we could make the joke. If you haven't seen Blue Peter, which it was a skit of, Blue Peter have this thing regularly where they show kids how to make things, and at the end of if there's a section of it where you need like glue to dry or anything like that, they always say at the end, and here's one I made earlier. So that was the whole point of that. And so where was it? Yeah, so we actually haven't got two of those carts, so I may need to make another one then, depending on how much wood we get from this one. And yeah, so you can see here it's coming along quite nicely, and we've got our cart in place. I tried to use a rainbow sapling that you've just seen us get with Tammy, and yeah, I'm insistent on trying to use it, even though it's not accepted it in the right slot. And I was so half asleep I didn't realise it wouldn't work. So now I end up chasing it around the track instead of going to the opposite side and catching it on the way back. I end up running around after it like an idiot. But anyway, cut to the oak. The oak saplings will go in this fine, and you don't need a massive amount of them to start this off, because it will fill itself up with the saplings it collects as it goes along. So setting it off, and the one thing you probably will realise I just missed out, I set up a fertiliser on the cart when we built this, and I didn't put any fertiliser in it. So I stood here for quite some time waiting for a tree to pop up and wasn't sure why the trees went, bouncing up the way they're supposed to. And here I am just realising and popping in some bone meal into the fertilising slot so that it will now work the way it's supposed to. And yeah, this here is a really good example as to why I didn't put a solar panel on top of the cart as well, because you can see here the leaves are covering up the cart, so it's not getting direct sunlight if it's underneath those trees. And on top of that, it's raining at the moment, so it would have been like a double whammy of awful things happening to this cart at this point. So yeah, that's basically why I didn't put a solar panel on it. It just didn't make sense for me to spend the extra materials and put all that onto it when really I wasn't going to get a massive benefit from it, and I haven't really got the materials. So yeah, that was that. Now this is starting to fill up a little bit more. You'll see as it goes along, the more trees it cuts down, the more it'll make its own farm. It fills up itself, as I said, and it's a brilliant little cart. I do love these carts, but the main problem I've got now is we're going to start getting more wood than I'm actually going to be able to cope with. So what we're going to do on the next episode is we're going to set up the machines to process all this, and I think with that we're getting up to the 20-minute mark, and I'm going to cut it here. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys, and I'm very sorry I derped up. It's being half asleep. Thanks again. Bye now.